The holiday season is wrapping up and New Year's is just around the corner. This is the time of the year that we all start thinking about resolutions and how we can make the following year the best one yet. So I am here today with 10 resolutions that are practical for seniors to help you have a safer and healthier New Year's. Hi, it's Robin with SeniorSafetyAdvice.com. Tune into our channel for tips and hints for seniors and caregivers about aging in place safely. So, New Year's resolutions, we want to make sure that they are practical for you and things that you can actually do. And the first one is that you resolve to check and change your smoke detector batteries and your carbon monoxide alarm batteries. So the National Fire Protection Association says that 3 out of 5 home fires become so dangerous because the people who lived in those houses that had the fires didn't have working smoke detectors. This is something that changing out those batteries is an easy thing to do, even if you can't get up on a ladder. You can call your local fire department. Many fire departments across the nation will come out and change your smoke detector batteries for you. You just have to call and schedule an appointment. So that thing is to just pick a day. I'm picking New Year's Day because we're doing a video on resolutions, but it doesn't have to be. It could be 4th of July. It could be Memorial Day, any day, your birthday, any day that you will remember every year that that is the day that you are changing out those batteries and testing the alarms to make sure that they're working. So let's say New Year's Day, and then go ahead and see if you can't get that scheduled with your fire department. Get those changed as soon as you can in the new year. Practical resolution number 2 is to make sure you declutter. Okay, I'm a bad one about that. It's easy to just put something in the corner of the closet or whatever and then just not deal with it anymore. But use the New Year's resolutions as a way to go ahead and declutter, because getting rid of throw rugs, making sure you don't have wires that are sticking out that you can trip over, things like that, being organized, those are all things that help to make your home safer for you. And it's also something that's good for your loved ones. If suddenly something happened to you and somebody had to come in and, for example, find your insurance paperwork, would they be able to do it? Do you have it in a place that's easily accessible to you and to that person? So decluttering and getting rid of things, it's really an act of love for you and also for those loved ones, because it helps everybody out, makes it much easier to find things, makes your home much safer. New Year's resolution number 3 is to do a medication review. So what I want you to do is, the next time you're going to go visit your doctor, or the next time you're going to go to the pharmacy to pick up a medication, please bring all of your medications with you to either the doctor appointment or to the pharmacist, and have them look at those medications and be sure that they are all still okay for you. Part of the reason behind that is if you have 2 different doctors, a cardiologist and a general doctor, for example, they may both be prescribing medications for you, and in some cases, you may have a little bit of overlap. So it may mean that you're taking a higher dose of a medication in essence than what you should be taking. It also can mean that sometimes they'll interact with each other, and so then you're getting a side effect that you're not supposed to have. So it's very beneficial to go through those and make sure that everything is okay. Your doctor will be happy to do it for you. Your pharmacist will be happy to do it for you. The other thing too is that's a good time to check for expired medications. That way, if you've got something that is no longer good, you can give those medications to the pharmacist. There's take-back programs for medications that some police departments also have going on. So look for those in your community, but I take mine and put the expired medications all in one place in a little box in my closet. That way, when the drug take back day happens, I can just pick up that box and take it into the pharmacist or wherever I'm disposing of it. So do that and keep it out of the landfill because they will dispose of it properly. Don't just flush them down the toilet. Resolution number 4, while we're on the topic of medicine, is to make sure that you schedule your annual checkup appointments. So you do want to go visit your doctor annually, at least annually, to be sure that everything is still okay. If you have other doctors you need to see, like again, like a cardiologist or a gastroenterologist, something like that, then you want to go ahead and schedule those appointments. Same thing with your dentist. You want to see them twice a year, but even maybe once a year if you can't get in twice a year, at least schedule something annually. That also goes for hearing aid checks and for glasses and things like that. Just get all of your annual exams scheduled. Resolution number 5, we're still in that health and wellness part of the resolutions, is to start an exercise program if you are not already exercising. You do not have to train for a marathon. You don't have to go to the gym and lift weights until you look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but you do have to do something. Having an exercise program like going to chair yoga or doing some type of a cardio like walking 3 to 4 or 5 times a week, staying strong will help you stay healthy. You want to do balance exercises so that you have less of a chance of falling. There are a million YouTube videos out there, so you don't even have to go to a gym. You can get those videos on YouTube and you can do these things in your own home. I would challenge you, or not challenge you, but I would advise you to check with your doctor before you start an exercise program just to be sure that you're in a position where it's okay for you to do so. But as much as possible, you want to stay active as long as possible. So exercise is definitely going to help. So resolve to start and keep an exercise program this year. Practical resolution number 6 is to refresh your emergency supplies. So, for example, I live in Florida. We have hurricane supplies. So, this is a good time of year for me to go through and check that our batteries for our flashlights are still good, to be sure that we've got water stocked up if we have no water for a while. You want to be sure you've got things in place. Non-perishable food for, like in my case, if I lose electricity. So for those of you who are not in a warm area like this, you need to have your winter supplies laid in so that you have a way to stay warm if you suddenly have power outages and you have non-perishable food and things like that if the power goes out in the winter for you. So make sure you take stock of all of that and refresh those supplies. You don't want to have old food that's no good anymore or old batteries if you really need them. So check them out. Along the lines of emergency preparedness, resolution number 7 for you is to check your emergency contacts and update them. So go through and make sure that all the phone numbers that you have on your emergency contact list are still correct. Make sure you print out your list of emergency contacts. That should be kept either like on your refrigerator. We have an article and I'll link to it below, but we have an article on Vial of Life, and it's all the emergency contacts, your doctor's information, things like that. Those can actually be put in a little pouch on the side of the refrigerator and hung with a magnet or taped to the side of the refrigerator where you're not necessarily going to have them in the way of the doors or anything. But fire departments, if you have that Vial of Life, emergency responders know that they should check around the refrigerator for that information. So read our article about Vial of Life and then you can act from there. But the simple thing to do is just print out your contact list and either keep it by the phone if you have a landline or keep it somewhere that is easily accessible, like putting it on the refrigerator with a magnet. Resolution number 8 for you is to check all of your safety features in your home. So by this I mean if you've got grab bars in your home, you want to go through them and be sure that the screws that are fastening them to the wall are okay. You can tug on them and be sure that they're in place and that they would hold you up if you grabbed them and needed them to do that. If you don't have grab bars, now is the time to think about having them installed. And I shouldn't even say think about it. Now is the time to act on getting them installed. You should have them in your bathroom for sure. They should be around the toilet. They should be in the shower area. Depending on how strong you are, you would maybe want one that would be in the hallway where you're walking. It just kind of depends on how strong you are, but definitely you want to check those grab bars and be sure that they're okay. The other things to do too is to install more lighting if you need it. I know seniors tend to have problems. They can't see as well. Their eyes just don't see have enough light. They don't see light the same way as when you're younger. So it's always good to install motion activated lights in a hallway or in your bathroom so that if you get up in the middle of the night, you're not falling over things. So lighting, grab bars. And the other thing is to have non-slip mats in your bathroom. So they should be in your shower. They should be at the entrance to the shower so that when you come out, you're not sliding. Other places maybe would be to have one in the kitchen. So think about non-slip mats and then other safety features as well. Number 9 goes into legal things. You want to make sure that you are updating your legal documents in the new year. So again, make sure that you pick a time in the year to do this, but New Year's is as good a time as any. You want to review your will. You want to review power of attorney if you have one, any healthcare proxies, anything like that. You want to be sure that those things are still in place the way that you want them, that somebody hasn't passed away that is in your will, and then that would change how things were dispersed. If you passed away and they were having to go through the will, maybe you would need to put somebody else in place of that person. I'm trying to think of things like that. Maybe the person that you have for your healthcare proxy is not someone who they were somebody last year you wanted, but this year maybe now they've moved away and you can't have them be your proxy because they're too far away or something like that. Just make sure that you review your legal documents and you get in touch with the attorney to have them changed out if they need to be changed. Resolution number 10 is a fun resolution. All these others have been practical. This one's a fun one. This one is to resolve to enjoy a new interest or a new hobby, something like that, something to keep your mind stimulated. Maybe you've always wanted to learn a new language. Well, now is the time. Maybe you wanted to join a singing group. Well, now is the time. Think about, have you ever wanted to paint or have you ever wanted to take a drawing class? I just took a cookie decorating class. Do something fun for yourself that is something you've always wanted to do, but you've never gotten around to doing. Now is the time to resolve that you're going to do that in the coming year. So we've come to the end of my practical resolutions for seniors for the new year. I hope they've been helpful for you. If you think they'd be helpful for someone in your life, please share the video with your friends or with your family or anyone that you think would be finding this information useful. Esther and I from Senior Safety Advice, we wish you a wonderful, healthy, happy, and fulfilling new year. Thank you very much for watching. Until the next video, take care. Bye.